financial. Assignment discussion. As you know, my name is Anju Satha. If you have any question, please drop me Anju@Versity. So internal environment and external factors. Collect the information from the various sources and the routine tasks and make the suggestion to improve financial performance by monitoring, analyzing and prepare performance reports. So today lesson internal, which is 3.1, in analyzing internal and external factors which will cause organization control allow the executive to track how well the organization is performing, identify the area of concern, and then take action to address the concern. The control can be defined as the narrowly process or managers take access the actual performance from the organization plan, internal control of the policies and procedures that have been put into place in order to protect its asset, ensure that accounting data is correct, maximizing efficiency of operation and encourage compliance. Okay, output control. So outputting is the technique for the controlling the output, where the actual output is compared with the planned output and identify the problem or the venture which we can look around. An organization must be aware of, the product it's putting out into the market, and it must be aware of the condition and finished goods, and also it's been accepted by the people. So that's why at least you have a marketing research. So it must then analyze all the information to predict any mismanagement within the production line or the processing, and they implement any preventive measures to overcome it. So behavior control, while output control focuses on the result, and the behavior control focuses on controlling the action that ultimately leads to the result. So that's is very crucial. So behavior control are the specific to the jobs to be done, determine the processes required for the job performance. Behavior control began with the basic of where, when to work and how to do the job, and these, delimiting which we can direction provide, the basic behaviors. For example, the firm having a rule that, require the check to be signed by the people to try to prevent, employee. So deductive internal control design to find the error that have the occurred, which we can serve as a part of the check and the balance system to determine how efficient policies. Example includes surprise cash stop, taking inventories and reviews and approval of accounting work, internal audit, peer reviews, enforcement of job description and expectation. So we can look around deducting internal control, also protect, asset. For instance, if the cashier does not know when the cash drawer will be counted, and she may be more likely to be honest. So prevented internal control is the control are put, into the place to keep the errors and the irregularities from happening, while the deductive controls, which we can look around, usually occur irrespective, and preventive control usually occur on the regular basis. They range from looking at the building before leaving, entering the password before completing that transaction. So for active internal control and deductive controls are activities identify and errors and irregularities which we can look around. Creative controls activities should then be kicked in and see what could and should be done to fix it. Corrective control are designed to prevent errors and the irregularities from occurring once they get discovered. So we can look around the data backup. It can be used to restore the lost data. In case of fire or other disasters, we can look around. Insurance can be utilized to help, replace the damages of the stolen asset. Management variance reports can be highlighted variance from the budget to the actual for the management corrective action. framework, which we can look at on operational, recycling, compliance, control environment, risk assessment, control activity, information. We can look at identity level, divisional level, operating unit, and so according to this framework, which we can look at on the control environment integrity, how the people are honest there, independencies from the management, establish the responsibility, comments on the attract. So these are the key points. Risk assessment. What is meant by risk? Risk is mean probability. We can maintain the risk as registered. We'll try to minimize the risk. We'll try to eliminate the risk, or we can transfer the risk. So specify objective, identify the risk, consider the potential for fraud, identify the assets. So we can look around, develop, the control activities, mitigate risk, which we can look around, develop, the control activities, support, achievement objective, and display control activity through policy. Obtain information to support internal control, communication information, communication with the external parties, and selection, development, and perform evaluation. That's quite crucial, which we need to carry out. So 3.2, we can collect information from various sources and prepare the routine cost report. Okay, so type of cost which we can look around the material cost. The cost of the material is required to use for labor cost, which can be direct, indirect labor associated, overhead cost, which is indirect relation to the product, and the service direct cost that directly, which is consists of direct labor and direct material. Can be type of cost, indirect cost, that is overhead or indirectly involved, like administrative overhead expenses, fixed cost, the cost which stay, doesn't matter activity happen or not. Variable cost, the cost change with the level of output. It can be 1 unit, it's times by how many units you can make it. So type of the cost, it can be semi-variable, the cost is change, there is element of fixed and variable, such as if you have a pay-as-you-go meet, the standing charge is a fixed. The the unit you use is a variables, like a line rental is a fixed. The call charges can be step cost. The fixed cost is never fixed. It can move to the again, like if you have 20 students in the room, you can fix it. If you have a 25, you have to hire one more teacher. So that is a step fixed. Okay, analysis of the cost reports. Cost reports can get be paid the purpose of comparing the actual performance with the variance. Variance is quite good to utilize for further getting information in terms of the flexible cost report is get prepared and help you to making the better evaluation of the organization. Then we have 3.3 suggestion improving the financial performance by monitoring and analyzing the information. The information both look the qualitative and quantitative prospect of his performance always in time and cost. And so we can look around the monitoring and analyzing the performance planning, and the budgeting. So annual operating plan, AOP, budgets, headcount planning, long range planning, and what is if the analysis, scenario analysis. We can look around reassess forecasting, rolling forecast, trend analysis. We can look around predictive analysis. We can look around executive and monitor operating report, financial reporting, KPI, key performance indicator, dashboard, variance, and drill throughout the up drill across. So that can be used. Okay. Meeting the performance, so return on capital employed, we can calculate the ratios. We can look around the return on sales, operating margin. We can look around the gross profit, gross margin, net margin, liquidity, current ratios, asset ratios, cash ratio, net worth capital. We can look around meeting the financial ratios, efficiencies, account receivable turnover, asset turnover ratios, inventory turnover ratios, account payable turnovers, leverage ratios, capital gearing, high, low, medium, interest cover, debt to equity, asset test ratio that can be looked, that measure. The non-financial measures is also, so balance scorecard is not only focused on the financial, but also look around the non-financial according to the Kaplan note and authors, which we can focus on. which we can look around. The management of human resource is the staff turnover, the absentee rate, 6 days, percentage of the job offered and acceptance, how much we have, result of the job evaluation survey, product value for money, value engineering, competitive ranking, customer satisfaction, performance mileage. And then we have 3.4, which we can look around, prepare the performance reports, to the management, which we can look around the base study. So we can look around the financial perspective to assess, the success of the financial and what kind of the financial performance should be provided. In internal business perspective to satisfy with the stakeholders, customer, and all innovation and learning perspective to achieve our win, how to sustain with the ability to change and improve. And customer perspective, we demand customer quality, returns, and all, which we need to. We can look around the performance pyramid under here, different level of performance, organization, and market, financial, customer, flexibility, productivity, quality, delivery, cycle time, and the waste time. So we can look around department, business operating systems, and the DNS each business unit. And so, like, if you have Ford, so think about the Ford has the Ford Mondeo, Ford Fiesta, Ford Focus. So each is one of SBU's strategic business unit. So hierarchy of the financial and non-financial performance player and actions to assist, in the achievement of the corporate vision may be cascaded down through the number of levels. So we need to make sure keep it short and simple, the information, and we need to be relevant and up-to-date information. When next we have performance in which we can look around strategies, corporate, business unit, brain, productivity, goodwill. Stakeholders, they put on their expectations and those are met, what their performance, what their views about their performance processes, develop the product and the services. We can look around graduate demands. We can look around the generate demands. We can look around the plan and the mileage. We can look around. We can look around different categories. We're not really looking in a financially, we're looking for different dimensions. Like, we don't have an OTA in the market because they look only financial performance. We need to look around different perspective of the performance, not just the financial performance. Okay, so we look at the current capabilities, people, practices, how efficient people per person, how much revenue we generate. We look around the practices. Is it up to date, relevant? What about the technology? What sort of technology we using? If we are using latest technology, what's happening in terms of the cost? Cost is coming down or cost is going up? We can look around infrastructure. Is it the infrastructure coping there and giving us productivity that is effective, or we need to restructure or resize if the technological advance don't need to be in our business process. So these are the things which we need to be look around in our performance. Okay, so benefit of these model financial and non-financial performances include take the link to the corporate strategy, what really we want, like a cost leader, cost focus, differentiation, whichever be our corporate strategy, include external and internal measures, include the importance of the factor record, how to easy they have to be measured, and should clearly trade off between the different dimensions and the performance and show how the measures will motivate managers and employees. Because if you change something, their motivation is very important. Okay, guys, it's quite good if you want to look around BSc, which is called balance or model. Next to that, if you write Kaplan, you can find it balance scorecard model according to the Kaplan. So you can good to read, Kaplan resources, and that can be used. So we can look around, make the strategies. Yes, we can look around, choose the measure, define the refine, deal with the people, practical examples, scorecard implementation, step involved in strategy mapping, issues with the implementing strategy. So we can look around financial perspective, internal perspective, and all that we've been given when we look at customer perspective around the cost, benchmark cost versus competitor cost, defect, the quality, the responsive service, and all these we can layer it. Internal perspective, we can look on our operational excellence, is employee satisfaction, if they have any innovation, then learning, innovation, and so please, it's quite good to explore and use this for examples, maybe the performance and the benchmark can be drawn in the organization. So that's all from my end. And the next lesson we look, the remaining elements. And anyone, if you have any questions, please drop me an email and university.co.uk. Thanks for attending and hope I'll speak to you all during our next lesson. Thank you. Bye bye.